What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. What's the word? What's the word? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the show. Man, oh man, the show has been growing. We have been trying to grow the show little by little, brick by brick. If you guys haven't already realized, we have added Sixers content onto the channel. So we're going to be talking about far more than just your Philadelphia Eagles. We're also going to be talking about your Philadelphia 76ers. Now, what you're going to notice is that some of us that are friends on the Eagles side will become foe on the Sixers side, right? It's going to happen. We're going to split like factions. It's going to become more tribal than ever. Because basketball, there are people who are more a fan of players than they are of teams, and football people are very, very locked in on their squad, so on and so forth. People are more synonymous in football, but when you get to basketball, things always get a little bit tricky. So I appreciate you guys for supporting me as I cover the Philadelphia 76ers and also as I cover your Philadelphia Eagles. So just make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Your Philadelphia Eagles face off against the Cincinnati Bengals this week on the road. And I know the Bengals have been going through their fair share of struggles over the course of this season, even last season. I think we still need to go into that game very prepared, very on point with what we're dealing with here. Joe Burrow is still a quarterback you want to respect, regardless of what that record says. I understand that the Bengals are 3-4, but that quarterback is better than 3-4. Those two wide receivers they have are better than 3-4. So that game is going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be an offensive game. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, well, that Bengals offensive line is not that good, Tone. Our defensive line should be able to feast. I've heard that. And history would tell you that the Bengals' offensive line is not that good. And Joe Burrow should be struggling. But I want to tell you guys something. I want to share something with you guys. Because even though Joe Burrow's offensive line is a little shaky, even though it may be a bit limited, let me just show you what he's doing with that offensive line. So Joe Burrow, with that offensive line, it says he has attempted a quick pass on 53% of his attempts this season, the third highest rate in the NFL. Joe Burrow has completed 94 of his 121 quick attempts, 77% for 873 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Burrow has generated, okay, I don't care about that. So here's the thing, right? His offensive line may not be that good. They may not be that good. You guys may be right about that. That Bengals offensive line may not be that good, hence why he has one of the highest quick pass rates in the league. But he's been getting it done. Again, I know they're 3-4, but they've won 2 games back-to-back, just like your Philadelphia Eagles. And one of their wins came against, actually, that's hilarious. The Bengals and the Eagles have won back-to-back games against the same opponents. Against the same opponents. These past 2 weeks, the Eagles have beaten the Browns and they've beaten the Giants. The Bengals, these past 2 weeks, they've beaten the Giants and they've beaten the Browns. So now, somebody has to be the great equalizer. Somebody has to break the cycle here. Who's going to prove that they were the best out of the 3? The Eagles have put together some strong performances as of late. The Bengals have gotten 2 wins under their belt. This game is going to be more competitive than what people want to realize or accept. Joe Burrow is getting that ball out of his hands very fast. And I want to know, is this Eagles defense for real? I ask myself, is this defense for real? Because we've had moments throughout this season where they've shown us one thing and then the following week another thing happened. Now, granted, this is the first time this season we've seen them string together 2 strong performances back-to-back. Is this a sign of things to come? Can this become the standard? It's possible. I'm not against that. I want this to become the standard. I want the Philadelphia Eagles to be able to ruin Joe Burrow's day. But you got to understand why I'm skeptical. You got to understand why I'm trying to be patient with this thing. I don't want to jump the gun. Now, I do think Joe Burrow is going to have a tough time dealing with this defensive line the way they're playing right now. I do believe that. But because he's getting the ball out of his hands so quickly, again, he's getting the ball out of his hands in under 2.5 seconds on 53.5% of his attempts. That's over half. That's the 3rd highest rate in the league. And when he does get rid of the ball quick, he's completing it 77% of the time. For 8 touchdowns and 1 interception. Joe Burrow is a master of the quick pass. A master of the quick pass. So it is going to be a challenge. I think Vic Fangio is going to need his cornerbacks to play a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage, like they have been the past 2 weeks. We've seen the best version of his defense when we've seen Quinyon Mitchell play closer to the line of scrimmage. We've seen Darius Slay and Cooper DeJean allowed to play closer to the line of scrimmage. We've seen an overall better product on defense. 13 sacks over the past 2 weeks. Haven't allowed a single touchdown over the past 2 weeks. Quinyon Mitchell starting to come into his own. Darius Slay still maintaining. Cooper DeJean completely recharged or supercharged his defense gives them an entirely different look, a different feel. I don't think Joe Burrow is going to have the easiest day, but I also don't think the Philadelphia Eagles are just going to walk over this quarterback here. If they do, that's a blessing, but I highly doubt that. For somebody completing 77% of their quick passes and over half of his attempts are quick passes. My man S. Blunt says, I think the Bengals wide receivers are better than Tampa's. I love Burrow. He's better than Baker Mayfield. He sure is. He sure is. Burmy 777. He says, Omar here from Bermuda. Key for Eagles defense is to touch Burrow continuously. Our defensive line must win our matchup. That's true. That's true, my friend. Guys like Josh Sweat, guys like, BG and Bryce Huff, Jalen Carter, all those guys, Nolan Smith, they got to make sure that their timing is impeccable this week. Big Chris says Bond is leading in tackles. He will be missed. So, yeah, let me see. Got another comment here. Jamal Harris says Eagles win by 10 plus. Book it. 31-17. Hey, look, you know, that's all I want. I want to see the Eagles crush everybody. But I also just want to be patient with this thing. I do think the Eagles can win by 10 points. I do believe that. Let me see here. I want to look up this injury report. See what we got. All right. All right, let's see what we're dealing with here. So I'm looking at the Philadelphia Eagles injury updates. It says here, Zach Bond, he missed the first practice of the week with a shoulder, but he did return to practice today. So Zach Bond did return to practice. He had his helmet. He went through warm-up, special teams drills, individual work during the periods of practice open to reporters. It says here that his return to practice signals that there's a good chance Zach Bond will be available for Sunday's game in Cincinnati. That's a good thing. Zach Bond, he does lead the Eagles in tackles. So you definitely want him out there. Also, other people who've missed practice their second straight day. Mekhi Becton's missed practice with a concussion. Dallas Goedert has missed practice with the hamstring. And Byron Young, the D tackle, has also missed practice with a hamstring. We don't know when Goddard's going to come back. Goddard, we know A.J. Brown was gone for like 3 weeks with the hamstring. So it's fair to say Goddard may be gone for 3 weeks as well. You never know. So we're looking for Grant Calcaterra and Jack Stoll to step up somehow, some way, whatever that looks like. Then Mekhi Becton, he went down in the Giants game, and he was at the tunnel greeting all his teammates. He had sunglasses on, and they normally tell you to wear sunglasses when you got a concussion so the light doesn't irritate you. But I hope he can play, man. Today's Thursday. Eagles play Sunday at 1 o'clock. If he can get in at least one practice, just one. But the league is cracking down on these concussions. And sometimes when you get a concussion a week before, it's rare you play the following week. So he may not be available, which means Tyler Steen is going to be filling in at right guard. And I'm not mad about that. Tyler Steen has played well at right guard. And Jordan Mailata, he's on injured reserve. He's going to be gone for the next 4 to 5 weeks at least. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when it comes to that. So as of right now, the offensive line is likely to feature Fred Johnson at left tackle, Landon Dickerson at left guard, Cam Jurgens at center, Tyler Steen at right guard, and Lane Johnson at right tackle. Again, Tyler Steen has played well. Cam Jurgens, Lane Johnson, Landon Dickerson, all those guys have played well. Fred Johnson is the only wild card. Last game was a tough game for him. I mean, it was a tough game for a lot of them in the first half, but he settled down in the run game for sure. But Fred Johnson, he can definitely get it going in the run game. Pass blocking, he can definitely stand to improve there. It's going to be a challenge for him. I think the Bengals got that guy Trey Hendrickson or something like that. He's pretty good. He can get to the quarterback very well. As Blunt says, Big Fred going to need help against Hendricks. Facts. Yep, he is. He is. All right, let's see what we got here. Jamal Harris says, Tone, what you think about us having a fullback now? Bro, that was crazy. When I saw Ben Van Sumeren back there pretty much playing like that fullback role, pulling and blocking and springing Saquon for these long runs, yo, that got me excited. If I'm Kellen Moore, I want to see more of that. I want to see what else I can do with Ben Van Sumeren, to make this offense that much more dynamic. I want to see what else I can do. Maybe you get him involved in some situations where he can catch the ball from the backfield. I don't know, but it was pretty cool seeing Ben Van Sumeren back there, to say the least. So yeah, that's pretty much the update when it comes to the injuries. They had certain players limited for rest reasons. Saquon Barkley for rest, Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat rest. Eli Ricks is still nursing that groin injury. And also this week, the Eagles have to make a decision on Ainias Smith. They have to decide whether or not they're going to activate Ainias Smith. Otherwise, he'll be done for the rest of the season. His 21-day practice window is set to close. So we'll see what they do with Ainias Smith. I find it hard to believe they'll let him just sit on ice the whole season. I find it hard to believe. I find it really, really hard to believe. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Appreciate you guys. All right. So, yeah, getting back to the Eagles versus the Bengals. This Bengals team, Joe Burrow, he's getting the ball out of his hands rather quickly. Over 50% of his passes are quick passes, meaning they're getting out of his hands in less than 2.5 seconds. Over 50% of his passes, he's getting out of his hands in less than 2.5 seconds. And he's completing over 75% of those passes. So Joe Burrow is quite frankly used to playing without an offensive line that can block for an extended period of time. On top of that, the Cincinnati Bengals, they're ranked in the top 10 in terms of converting third down. The Cincinnati Bengals are converting 41.1% of their third downs. They're in the top 10. So not only is the quarterback surviving without a good offensive line, he's getting the ball out of his hands quickly in under 2.5 seconds, completing over 75% of those type of passes. And then they're converting over 40% of their third downs. You mix that into a cocktail and you can neutralize a pass rush if your corners and your DBs can't stay sticky in coverage. And this is where I think the game will be won and lost. How long can Quinyon Mitchell and Darius Slay and Cooper DeJean, CJ GJ, Reed Blankenship, how long can they stay sticky in coverage? Can they stay sticky in coverage long enough for the defensive line to get home? Right? Can the defensive line get home quick enough before Jamar Chase and T. Higgins get loose? That's going to be the balancing act between the pass rush and the defensive backs. So Dope King, he says, Tone, not sure if you checked out the Mark Sanchez breakdown of Jalen Hurts on the Kyle Hurd show. It was pretty interesting. No, I didn't get a chance to watch that, but I'll watch it. Mark Sanchez isn't my favorite commentator, but he seems like a nice guy. So, yeah, I'll check that out. Jamal Harris says, when is the next call-in show? That's a good question, Jamal. I think we should definitely start doing those again. Today's Thursday. Man. We can do Monday. We'll do a call-in show on Monday, and we'll react to the game. That makes the most sense. Let's aim for Monday. So Monday, we're going to try to do a call-in show. That's the goal. As Blunt says, what would you do with Ainias Smith? Oh, man, that's a good question. I don't know, practice squad, I guess. Practice squad. That's the only thing I can think of right now. Burmy says Vic Fangio at DC is the key. He must have a game plan of bringing the pressure creatively, a mixture of blitz packages, also having our D backs playing close to the line. Yeah, man, our defensive backs can't sit too far off the line, man. Joe Burrow is a tactician. He's an assassin. He will kill you. He will kill you. You will die a death of 1,000 cuts. And if I'm Vic Fangio, I'm telling Quinyon Mitchell and Darius to play closer to the line of scrimmage this week. I'm getting real creative with my pass rush packages. You know, I'm sending the pass rush from all different angles. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want Joe Burrow to get comfortable at all about where that blitz is coming from. I'm sending Cooper DeJean. I'm sending Nakobe. I'm sending Bond. I'm mixing it up. I am mixing it up. I'm sending Reed on one of them. I'm sending CJ GJ. I want him to see so many different blitzers, so many different pass rushers. You know, I want to challenge his vision. I want to challenge his anticipation. I want him to hesitate just once. Just hesitate. Add one little hitch in that drop back. That's all we need. KGK says Tyler Steen came in as a tackle, put him at tackle. Might have Lane's replacement already. Well, Tyler Steen in that last game came in at right guard. He came in at right guard in that last game, but he was a tackle in college. But I think the Eagles really like Tyler Steen at right guard. They really like him there. And I'm not saying he can't play right tackle anymore, but I just think they really, really like him at right guard. Jamal Harris says, do I think we're going to see more personnel with the fullback? That's a good question. I think you should. I think you should. I think you should be as creative as possible with your run game. Saquon Barkley is coming off of one of the best games of his career. You know, Jalen Hurts is coming off of back-to-back games with no turnovers. He's been very efficient. I like this version of the offense right now. It allows Jalen Hurts to feel his way through a game. He doesn't have to rush or lately he just hasn't been lately he hasn't been compelled to make these hasty decisions. So that's been a breath of fresh air. But we definitely need to see more packages with a fullback being involved. I just felt like it was so dope to see, just seeing what Ben Van Sumeren was able to do. I'm just curious to see what else they can do with him. Pretty Mimi, what's good? Welcome to the show. Sweet Chin Music, what's going on, my friend? Fanny, the Eagles fan, says the defense is going to have to get off the line faster than normal. Couldn't agree with you more. And quite frankly, the D-backs are going to have to play closer. They're going to have to play closer to the line of scrimmage. You don't want to just let Joe Burrow just pick you apart. And let me give y'all another stat, just to put it in perspective when it comes to Joe Burrow. So it says here, Joe Burrow, he's been pressured on just 26.5% of his dropbacks this season. That's the second lowest in the NFL and the lowest of his career. Joe Burrow has been pressured way more in his career than he has this season. So I say again, this isn't going to be a walk in the park to just manhandle Joe Burrow. The Eagles defensive line, the Eagles defense is going to have their hands full. Joe Burrow has been pressured on just 26.5% of his dropbacks this year. That's the second lowest in the NFL. It says Burrow has completed 133 of his 180 passes from a clean pocket in 2024, which is 74%, 73.9%, resulting in over 1,300 pass yards, 11 touchdowns, and 1 interception. A lot of people were talking about this Bengals offensive line can be had. They can be taken advantage of. We can take advantage of Joe Burrow. And everything I find, everything I read is indicating that maybe they can't run block. Maybe that's what they suck at, because they're one of the worst teams in terms of running the ball, and they're one of the worst teams when it comes to defending the run too. But when it comes to pass blocking, when it comes to Joe Burrow getting that ball out of his hands, the Eagles' defensive line are going to have their hands full. He's been pressured the second lowest in the NFL and the lowest of his career. He's had a clean pocket over 70% of the time. Just saying, y'all. Just saying, it's gonna be a hell of a game. He has wide receivers that knows how to get open early and often. My man S. Blunt with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. He says, how do you think our DBs match up to their wide receivers? I think we match up. See, here's the thing, right? I think Quinyon matches up with either one of them. Slay, he's not as big as Quinyon. So, but he's fast. So the thing is, like, I don't want Slay on. Well, they play his zone. Slay is going to be on whoever's in front of him. But to answer your question, as Blunt, I like our chances against their wide receivers. I like our guys against their guys. Right? Quinyon Mitchell, Darius Slay, Cooper DeJean versus Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I like our odds. That's not me trying to disrespect T. Higgins. That's not me trying to disrespect Jamar Chase. I'm just saying I like the way our guys have been playing, and I like the Eagles' odds against the Bengals. Simple as that. You feel me? That's my perspective. I like our odds. Quinyon Mitchell's playing very well this year. Darius Slay is playing well this year next to Quinyon. Cooper has added another element to the defense. CJ and Reed Blankenship are playing better since the bye. Thank you, S. Blunt, for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. All right, let's see here. Now, when it comes to, excuse me, y'all. When it comes to the Browns or the Bengals, excuse me. When it comes to the Bengals run defense, the Bengals are giving up 136 rushing yards per game. Cincinnati is one of the worst run defenses in the league. They're ranked 21st in the NFL, giving up 136 rushing yards per game. So this is a angle that the Philadelphia Eagles can take. This is an angle they can take. Also, Cincinnati has one of the worst pass defenses in the league. They're ranked 21st in pass defense. So they're ranked 21st in pass defense. They're ranked 21st in run defense. This defense is below mediocre. They've been playing at a below average level. Whereas though the Eagles defense, as of right now, the Eagles defense, their run defense is ranked 14th. They're giving up 115 rushing yards per game. That's an improvement from last season. So they're ranked 14th. They're middle of the pack, or just above middle of the pack. So the Eagles have an above average run defense. When it comes to pass defense, the Philadelphia Eagles have a top 10 pass defense. The Eagles are ranked 10th. I repeat, the Eagles are ranked 10th in the NFL in passing yards allowed per game. The Eagles are only allowing 189 passing yards per game. That's 10th in the NFL. So your pass defense is ranked 10th in terms of yardage. Your run defense is ranked 14th in terms of yardage. In terms of scoring, the Philadelphia Eagles are ranked 7th in the NFL in opponents' points per game. The Eagles are only allowing 19 points per game. So you're top 10 in pass defense. You're ranked 14th in run defense. You're ranked 7th in points allowed. I think the Philadelphia Eagles have cultivated a top 10 defense, a borderline top 10 defense. So Cincinnati's going to have their own tough day as well. because the Philadelphia Eagles have been able to stabilize their defensive performance. Can they maintain it against a good quarterback? Joe Burrow will be the best quarterback they faced this season so far. He'll be the best they faced so far. This may be the best quarterback receiver combination we faced this season. But the Eagles defense has proven that they have improved from last season. Now, Cincinnati, on the other hand, on defense, Cincinnati is allowing 23.7 points per game. That's ranked 20th in the league. So Cincinnati, they're allowing teams to score to an extent. You can run on them, and you can even pass on them if you want. Their defense is a liability. So I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles will struggle putting points up against the Bengals. I don't think that. But the Eagles defense, can they get enough stops to allow the offense to create breathing room? Right? That's what's going to have to happen. Can the Eagles offense convert on third down? That's going to be another thing to watch. The Eagles have not been a good third down team this year on offense. They have not. The Eagles right now on offense, the Eagles are ranked 23rd in the NFL in third down conversions on offense. That's not good. They're only converting 34.5% of their third downs. Meanwhile, Cincinnati is ranked 9th, converting over 41%. So Cincinnati they can keep a drive alive on you, and that quarterback can convert. Now, defensively, on third down, the Philadelphia Eagles, as of right now, have one of the best third down defenses. They are ranked 6th in the NFL right now in third down defense. They are only allowing teams to convert 31.9% of their third downs. That's 6th in the NFL. So again, the Eagles have a top 10 third down defense. They have a top 10 defense. They have a top 10 pass defense. Their run defense is ranked 14th. They have a top 10 defense in terms of points allowed. This Eagles team right now, the numbers, the stats have moved them into top 10 in various categories. But I think they still have to prove their worth through the extent of this season. Cincinnati's defense on third down. Cincinnati, one of the worst teams on third down on defense. They're allowing teams to convert 44.2% of their third down conversions. So Cincinnati, they can't stop the run. They struggle against the pass, or they're below average against the pass. They're below average against the run. They have a below average third down defense. The Eagles offense can be had. The Eagles offense can make things happen against this defense. But can the Eagles defense get enough stops? I think it's going to come down to that. It's going to come down to that. So make sure you guys continue to smash that like button. Let's see. We're going to get out of here pretty soon. I appreciate you guys so much for liking in on the content. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. The real RMP says yes, but that was against Cleveland, New York, Tone. Before that, we was bad. Doesn't matter, RMP. Doesn't matter. It goes into the pot. You got to go off what you know about a team. The last two games, the Bengals, they've gotten fat off of the Browns and the Giants as well. That's what makes this matchup so fascinating, RMP. The Bengals, their past two games, Browns and Giants, just like us. So they've gotten fat off of the Browns and they've gotten fat off of the Giants. We've gotten fat off of the Browns and we've gotten fat off of the Giants. You got to go off what you see here. I'm not saying it's the end all be all, but going into this game with both teams having their own fair share of things they're trying to work through, and also coming off of back-to-back games where they played the exact same opponents, I think these numbers are worth mentioning because the Bengals and the Eagles are coming off of back-to-back weeks playing the exact same teams. The exact same teams. That's rare. That doesn't happen that often where two teams meeting have played the exact same two teams in the previous 2 weeks. That doesn't happen that often. But I'm rolling with it. I'm taking it for what it's worth. Thank you, RMP. I appreciate you, brother. Green Wingman with the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, if the Eagles don't get to a fast start, the game will get away from them like it did in the Bucs game. Both teams are 50-50 at the moment. Yeah, I agree. I think the Bengals can definitely put points up. And you got to get off to a fast start. You're on the road as well. You don't want to play around on the road against a quarterback like that. A quarterback like Joe Burrow, you can't keep him down for long. So when you do get stops, you got to make sure you reward your defense, reward them with points. You cannot keep a guy like Joe Burrow down for long. He's going to move that ball down the field a few times in that game. But you got to make sure you take advantage of your opportunities more so than he does. You got to reward your defense with points. So, yes, Wingman, I feel you, Greeny. I feel you, brother. I feel you. Thank you for the super chat, too. Thank you for the super chat. All right, let's see here. But, yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for locking in on the content. Like I said, on the channel, we're not only doing Eagles content, we're covering the Philadelphia 76ers as well. And we're going to be doing this all year round. So make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys go check out the Chalk It Up Sports merch. We got hoodies, we got sweatshirts, we got oversized tees. You feel what I'm saying? They all come in 3 different colorways. The links are available in the description. The link is also under the live stream itself. You can actually see the items below the video. So make sure you guys check in on that. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Also, as a reminder, you guys, we are live on multiple platforms. You can find the content on so many different platforms. So when we're live, you can view me on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook when we're live. When the live stream ends, we always upload the shows onto Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So in case you miss it, in case you can't catch a live show, that's all right. You can always double back on YouTube and watch it, or you can listen on Apple Podcasts, or you can listen and watch on Spotify. So make sure you guys lock in like you guys always do. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. It goes a long way. So I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys have been locked in on Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the gang. What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show.